Karakul Sheep. A long time ago, when Grandpa was a little boy, my parents decided to try raising Karakul sheep the winter before we moved to Clinton. As a family, we had been to some type of agricultural meeting, possibly as far away as Chicago. At the meeting that fall, my parents bought me a plaid wool winter coat made from Karakul wool. It was red and white, unlike Joseph's many-colored dream coat. There were oversized buttons on the corners of the pockets and smaller buttons at the cuffs. The coat was also touted to be warmer than normal wool, but I remember the wind still coming through the weave. I also remember that my coat was somewhat rougher in texture than normal wool. However, it served me well for several years. The wool of the adult sheep was long, kinky, and hair-like. It would be sheared and processed into wool yarn. The other special thing about the Karakul sheep was that the newborn kids had curled, silky black fleece. However, this smooth and curly fleece would be only that way for the first 5 days after birth. We were told that these pelts were precious and would sell for a high price because they could be used to make beautiful Persian lamb fur coats. Raising sheep would be a new experience and an expensive adventure for us. Any kind of specialty animal tends to be pricey. Our parents bought 2 ewes and 1 ram, and soon we were in business, though not in a big way nor for very long. Karakul sheep can be white, gray, yellowish, black, or brown. We had only white sheep. The ewes were calm, but you had to watch out for the ram, as it had a reputation for which it gets its name, and we usually kept him in a special pen. The ewes had freedom to roam the farm lot and to mow the grass around the house, along with Jupi, our cow. And you can see that in the story on page 111. When spring came, the 2 ewes had 3 or 4 lambs with the curly black fleece as advertised. However, I cannot remember if we received the promised bounty for these pelts. For those who object to killing baby lambs, please read Exodus 12:3-8. What does the Bible say about using animals for clothing, that is, skin or wool? Read Genesis 3:21, which says, "The Lord God made garments of skin for Adam and his wife, and clothed them." In any event, we soon moved to Clinton, and the sheep had to go. Our Karakul sheep experience lasted only 1 year. Have you or your parents ever had an adventure which seemed to fail? There is a saying, nothing ventured, nothing gained. Farming can be a fun adventure, if not costly at times. I would say that our Karakul sheep project was less than a full success.